Hi guys, I'm Bobby Cantor,
And I'm Brian O'Reilly.
and we're the co-founders of Anodyne.
Today we'd like to take a couple minutes and go over the Anodyne foot measuring device. When you receive the device, you will have instructions in the box, but this video will help explain it in further detail. So the foot measuring device is clearly marked with right heel, left heel. All the men's measurements are in gray, the women's measurements are in orange. Anodyne only uses one last for men and one last for women, so using this device should ensure an accurate fit. With the patient seated, we're going to start with the left foot and place the patient's foot into the device. Then have the patient stand. We want to make sure that the left and the right foot are equal spaces apart, about the shoulders width apart. We want to push back on the dorsum of the foot to make sure the foot is all the way back in the measuring device as possible. A key point here is to make sure the socks are pulled snug so you're reading the end of the longest toe. If they're pulled too tight, you'll actually pull back on the toes and get a short reading, or if they're not pulled tight enough, you'll be reading the end of the sock and not the toe and get a reading that's too long. So in this case, we're using the gray numbers again. We have a 10.5 for our heel to toe length. The next measurement is to take the slide bar, which determines the arch length. Foot all the way back in the device. You want to find the bunion or the first MPJ joint. I like to use my thumb and feel it and then line the slider up with my thumb. In this case, we have a heel to toe of 10.5 and Bobby's arch length is 11. I would use the longer of the two numbers to help us determine the width. Take the width bar, push it over so it just touches the foot. Find the 11, go down to the gray. We have an 11 medium. If we were measuring a lady, again, you'd have to use the orange, not the gray. Once you're done with the left foot, simply lift up the patient's foot, reverse the device where it says right heel, put the patient's right foot in, and repeat the process. Make sure the foot is pushed all the way back in the device. Look over the end of the longest toe, checking to make sure the socks are right. And for the right foot, we have a heel to toe length of 11. The arch length, slide that up to the first MPJ joint. And we have an arch length or heel to ball length of 11. So we have 11 for heel to toe, 11 for arch length. Find 11 on your device. Push this over so it just touches the foot slightly. We have 11 medium. So we have an 11 medium for the left and 11 medium for the right. Some patients you'll have two different sizes. You might have a 10.5 for the left and 11 for the right. You always want to fit the longer or wider of the 2 feet. You never want to fit a patient short. Fitting shoes is really more of an art than it is a science. All shoe companies use different lasts. So a 10.5 in one shoe company will fit different than a 10.5 in another shoe company. The key point here is to use the Anodyne Fitting Center, which has all of our lengths on the display. You would be able to try on an Anodyne in a size 10.5, 11.5, and 11 to help you determine the proper fit. Remember, we use all one last for our men's shoes and all one last for our women's shoes. So no matter what shoe you try on, when you go to order it, it should fit very similar. Thank you.